Hey, this is a quick video for some extra credit called Capturing a Character. Here it is down here at the bottom. Um, when it's a Google Doc. When you open it, it looks like this. Let me zoom out a little so you can see it a little bit better. You can see that there's a piece of writing that goes along with it. Then part two of this extra credit is a kind of a sentence breakdown or a sentence showcase where you showcase some of your best sentences from up above, diagrammed. And then on the third page, there is some directions or some guidelines, requirements. I guess you could call them requirements as well, but just different ideas in terms of how to go about creating this. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. So you can see the directions say, in puzzle format, you're being asked to capture an iconic character in a free modifier-filled moment in which he, she, or it naturally belongs. And you're given the example of Spider-Man among tall buildings. Like, he belongs in that moment among tall buildings. So I'm going to just show you one example. It's called A Place Kicker's Hope. And it reads like this. You can see that it's a puzzle in that there is a blank at the bottom. So you'll see that you'll have to figure out who this is. Here's how it reads. The youngster stands on the plush cartoony grass, his left foot in front of the right, arms dangling in front, back slightly hunched, his head down. For most activities, this stance would be an uncomfortable one, but right now it demonstrates focus and determination. An element of worry, however, creeps onto his face, and just as quickly as it appears, the worried look dissipates, and he takes off running, scrambling forward in an awkward but purposeful determination. One gets the impression that whatever he's attempting to accomplish will be just that, a grand accomplishment. His lone few hairs blow in the wind, accentuating his youthful baldness. His yellow shirt, patterned with one crooked black line about 20 pixels wide, forms to the front of his body, revealing his boyish belly. Schultz's cartoon creation continues the charge toward his goal, and just as he's about to reach it, just as he plants his left foot for football impact with the right, he loses his balance. Something has gone terribly wrong. His body, gliding through the air, forms a parallel line with the ground below. Slow motion ensues, and onlookers, bracing for his pain, wince in anticipation. The landing is harsh, a sort of brutal spine beating by Mother Earth. But only one pathetic word is distinctly uttered from Blank's lips, a hollow, helpless ugh. In the end, Lucy, a streetwise elementary schooler, simply stands up and carries the football off screen, smirking with pleasure all the while. So the goal in this is that you start off with some vague, general details that work all the way down to something very specific, like the reference to Lucy here at the bottom should, if you haven't already, help you figure out who goes in this blank. And it's an iconic character. It's one the majority of Americans definitely know. Part two is the sentence showcase, wherein you break down what you think are your most impressive sentences and show what pattern they are, what kinds of phrases you used. And this is more. And by the way, this is probably more writing than you need to do. And this is probably more sentence showcasing than you would need to do for this extra credit. And there's a whole bunch of different kinds of phrases in here, ones that we haven't even learned about yet. And last but not least, in terms of constructing this iconic capture, here are some of the requirements. To create a variety of sentence structures, including sentences that are only simple base clauses. So you want sentences that have a variety of sentence structure. You can see this one's a 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, whereas this one's just a 1, 2, and then there will be other sentences that are just base clauses with no free modifiers. That's important. That sentence variety is important. The puzzle moves from general clues to very specific clues from top to bottom. The narrative is constructed around a recognizable moment in time for that particular character. So you got to put him in a setting that makes sense and maybe is very recognizable. And then it's just a matter of unveiling details as you move toward the bottom of this puzzle. So including internal characteristics, what they look like on the outside, maybe things that you know that they struggle with on the inside. You know, who are their enemies? Who are their friends? Where are they from? And then any maybe familiar dialogue that goes along with that particular character, or symbols that are common with that character. And the blank needs to be, near the end of the puzzle. I'll let you read the rest of it, but you're going to be using phrases that you know from the program, present participle phrases and past participle phrases in particular. It's certainly going to be a challenge. If you take this on, it's going to take a while. So, if there's no due date on it just yet, if you want to tackle this, maybe just give me a heads up that you're working on it, and I can do what I can to help. But I don't want to make this video any longer. But this is also where your assignment will be turned in as well. You can use this space down below, any of the white space on this document you can use to do any of your thinking or your brainstorming or some of your drafting. So that's the extra credit. It's certainly a challenge, but you can do it.